All right, testing, 123.com, testing. There is no such thing as 123.com. Wait, is there such a website? I'm not sure, but okay, today I'm going to record how to describe your customer's pain properly through your content. So in this episode, I'm going to dive deeper into one of the mistakes that I talk about in previous episodes that, I list out a lot of mistakes in the content on why your content cannot make sales, right? So this is one of them where I go a little bit deeper in how you can apply this in your business, okay? So you can make sales and get leads just from publishing your content, right? We don't just publish content for the sake of publishing. We publish content because we want to make sales, right? So please drop the mindset of you need to have more followers, you need to get more likes and comments. No, you don't need any of that. You just need to overcome this mistake. You just need to prevent this mistake or even fix this mistake if you are doing it in your content, okay? So one of the mistake is you did not describe your customer's pain properly through your content. And in this episode, I'm going to walk you through how you can overcome it, fix it, so you can really describe your customer's pain so your customer will buy anything from you, right? They will either turn from a reader into buyers, or at least will turn them from a visitor into a fan, right? Or a subscriber, right? We want that. So make sure to subscribe to this episode so you can discover more about this on how you can market your stuff through your content. Okay, so let's begin. So, here are the biggest questions when it comes to content marketing. Why does the content that gets tons of likes and comments does not make more money than the one with a few likes? And why do some influencers with more than 10,000 followers are still broke, while the ones with a few hundreds only make a fortune? And how come the content that is so good still cannot convince people to buy while the simplest one can? Well, today, people are obsessed with the number of followers, likes and comments whenever they put out the content. And the truth is, those things are what makes people broke. So how do these successful marketers create content that generates money? Those are the questions, and on this podcast, you'll find the answers. I'm your host, Ashraf, and you're listening to Content Marketing Hacks. Alright, welcome back to the Content Marketing Hacks podcast. My name is Ashraf. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So, I have a story. And first off, you may or may not know this, but I use Facebook as my main business platform. And most of my friends on Facebook are all into Facebook organic marketing, which means they are all using Facebook for business, right? Because Facebook organic marketing means they are using Facebook to collect leads or collect sales, right? So that's basically what it is. So they have to treat Facebook as their marketing platform, right? So I have a lot of my friends that use that. And there was a guy who I really enjoy reading his posts. And one day I saw his post on my feed. And before reading it, I knew he was pitching something with that post. But since I love reading his posts, I end up just reading it, right? So I remember reading it. I remember reading the content, and each line makes me want to read another line. I mean, I really couldn't stop reading it because the way he structured the content really makes me to just consume everything, right? That's what happens when you can describe your customer's journey perfectly. So after reading the post, I felt like my life was being watched because, everything that he put into in this content was all about the mistakes, was all about the limiting belief, was all about the myth that I was going through back then. So I really felt like, oh my gosh, has this guy have watched me the entire time? Has this guy actually studied about me, right? How did this guy know what I was doing that thing, right? I was really mind blown about how can he describe my journey perfectly. So that's the kind of reaction that you want from your audience, right? You want them to feel understood so that they will give you money, right? So, for instance, one of his posts are all about affiliate marketing, and he always talk about why affiliate marketers cannot make sales, or why affiliate marketers always burn out, and something like that, So I read it, and he always mentioned about he has been investing in this course. He has been buying a lot of courses. He has been reading a lot of blogs, listen to many podcasts, watch a lot of YouTube videos, joining challenges, joining this group, consuming a lot of free stuff, right? And all that stuff actually just burned him out. So he actually described everything there, and he just went really deep into how he actually was struggling. He didn't just say, I was struggling to make sales. No, he didn't just say that. He actually go in detail about what kind of struggle that he was facing before he found a solution. So let me walk through the kind of content that he put out. Okay. So it's basically start off like this. Last year I was working at this factory, and this factory give me this kind of money, and I wasn't satisfied. So I was searching about how to make money online, and I stumbled across affiliate marketing, and then I studied a lot about it, and I read a lot of content. I watched a lot of videos. I joined a lot of challenges, joined a lot of groups, and it led me to burn out. So I still could not make sales even after 2 years of doing everything. And then one day I found a solution, and this solution allows me to do this easily, and allows me to do this without this, and it allows me to do this faster. So if you want to learn this exact thing that allows you to do this thing, comment down below. Just comment down below or reach out to me so that I can help you with this thing. Okay, that's basically how he make his content, right? And when after he made an offer at the end of the post, I literally say, I want it, I'm in, okay? I want that offer. Just give me the link, just send me everything, okay, so that I can send you money. Okay, even though I already found a solution, but because he described the pain properly, he described the journey perfectly, I literally want to buy anything that this guy has to offer, okay? So even though some of his offer are free, I just want it because I really want to see how this thing helps him, right? So that's the kind of reaction that you want from your customers. You want them to raise their hands, right? You want them to raise their hands after consuming your content. So imagine if you publish a lot of content, how many hands can you raise from your customers, right? How many times can your customer raise their hand because of all of your content? Is that cool, right? So I raise my hand because if they can describe my journey perfectly, they can describe my answer correctly, right? If they can describe my problem, they can describe my answer. So that's what I mean, okay? So yeah, that's what I want. And that's why I raise my hand, because they can describe my journey, okay? And compared to, there was another guy's post that I read on Facebook, okay? And this guy was all into branding. He always talk about how branding can help affiliate marketers, right? He always posts about inspirational story about billionaires, story about mindset, and this guy always give really great tips on how to increase sales, how to grow a brand, how to life hack, and it was super good. I admit it was super good. The content was really valuable, but when he made an offer, I didn't say yes to it. I didn't say yes to any of his offer. Although I know it was valuable because, he put a price next to the offer, right? He put, this offer has $99 value, right? Something like that. Although I knew it was valuable, although he described the offer perfectly, I didn't feel like it. I wasn't really interested in buying so. So that was weird, right? Even though the first guy that I mentioned was all about stories and how he talked about problems and the struggle that he had, he managed to make me want to buy his stuff. Compared to the second guy where I said that he has been giving a lot of valuable stuff for free and a lot of tips and hacks that I can implement right now, I still didn't want to buy it because you know why? Because he never described my pain properly. I mean, he didn't know what kind of journey his customers have, and his customer, I am one of his customer, right? So he didn't really describe my journey. He didn't say what kind of pain that I was going through. All he ever did was sharing valuable posts that talk about tips and hacks. Okay, even though I learned something from it, I might not apply it, right? Because, I just read it and I thought that, oh wow, that was a good story. Ever felt that way, right? I mean, you may have a different opinion than me, and that's okay. For me, if I learn something from it, I might just say, okay, that was good, and that's it. I didn't want to buy anything from you. I just want to learn something from you, right? So, if you talk about your customers' problems in your content, you will build desire in them to get your offer. So, I mean, if you are doing business, you have to talk about the pains and the problems, or, the challenges that you face, so that you can relate to your customers, right? That is if you are doing business. And if you are doing content, if you are creating content for a hobby, and you're not expecting any sales coming in, then that's okay too. I mean, I'm not forcing you to create content to make sales. I'm just saying that if you are doing business, your content must lead people to buy from you. Okay? And if you talk about your customers' problems in your content, you will build desire in them to get your offer, right? They will feel like, oh my gosh, I need that offer. Okay, this guy can describe my journey perfectly, and this guy know what I'm going through, so this guy must know what I want, right? So yeah, we want that kind of reaction from our customers, right? So if you talk about it enough, they will throw money at you. They will literally take their wallet and throw everything in it, right? They will throw money, they will throw ID card, they will throw, credit card, they will throw everything in it, right? So we want that. Yeah. So please stop giving so many valuable tips. Okay, you have to be balanced between sharing tips and sharing your stories, because that's how you make yourself relatable, right? We want to be relatable to the customers, so that they feel like, okay, this guy is so me, this guy know what I'm going through, right? And if you cannot position yourself as an expert, you have to position yourself as a relatable person. Ooh, that was a good quote, right? Okay, unfortunately that wasn't mine. That wasn't my quote. I didn't invent it. I just took it from someone else. But you can use it, okay? So let me repeat that quote. If you can't position yourself as an expert, you have to position yourself as a relatable person. So how can you make yourself relatable? By sharing your stories, right? You have to share your stories, talk about your past problems, your past struggle, and how you overcome it, so that your customer can also overcome that too, right? So since this episode is about how can you describe your customer's pain properly, I'm going to walk you through on how you can describe your pains properly. Okay, there are some of the questions that you have to ask yourself in order to describe your customer's pain properly. Okay, I keep saying that over and over, but it is that important. You have to describe your pain, your customer's pain properly, perfectly. Okay, whatever it is, you have to describe it really good. So here is the thing. Some of the questions that you can ask yourself is, you have to look at yourself first. Okay, you have to look at yourself. You have to reflect back your journey. How did you end up buying something? How did you found the solution, right? And what were you doing before you created product? If you are creating a product, right? What were you doing before that? And what kind of difficulties were you going through? Or how many hours or money have you spent to solve that problem before you found the product, right? Or before you create a product? How many hours, how many money did you spend? And what kind of emotion do you have when facing that problem? Is it anger? Do you feel angry? Or do you feel sad, depressed, or you feel like giving up, right? All those emotions you have to tie back to your journey and your content, because if people can feel it emotionally, they will buy it. Because there are famous quotes that says people buy because of emotion, and they justify it with logic, right? So in order to have emotion in your content, you have to know what kind of feeling that you felt before finding the solution, right? So did you feel angry? Talk about angry. Talk about how angry you are at that time. Talk about how depressed you were. Talk about how sad you were, right? How much money that you waste, because people hate wasting money. So if you really talk about how much money that you wasted to solve that problem, they'll feel like, oh my gosh, this guy really wastes that kind of money. Oh my goodness, right? So yeah, people feel it, okay? And that's how you can be relatable. And after asking all this question actually lead to the core problem that your customer has, okay? And once you identify it, you can use it in your content. And your customer, keep in mind, your customer was you. Your customer was you, but 6 months ago, right? Or 1 year ago, right? So just describe whatever you were going through before finding that solution, because they are the same person just like you, okay? So if you can look back at your journey, if you can reflect back, whatever it is that you try to do to solve that problem, right? If you are in affiliate marketing space and you have made money and you are trying to create a course on how to make money from affiliate marketing, then you have to see what kind of problems did you face when you are doing affiliate marketing, right? Did you try to create content that sells and you still cannot make sales for, maybe 2 years, right? And talk about it. How did you overcome it? How did you overcome creating content that doesn't make sales and now you are able to make sales on demand, right? And if you are in the relationship niche, talk about how did you almost end up in divorce? How did you overcome getting almost a divorce? Does that make sense? Does that word make sense? and how did you save yourself from divorce, right? How did you save your relationship, right? And how did you overcome not being rejected by a girl, right, that you want to date? Or how did you save a dating process? I don't know. I'm not in the relationship space, but you get what I mean, right? And if you are in the health space and you are into fitness, how did you overcome yourself of being obese, right? Obesity, or how did you stay healthy? Not stay healthy. We don't want to talk about the desired result. We want to talk about the problems, right? So how did you not get back pain, right? All these things about health. So talk about problems, and then present the solution afterward. That's how you can be seen as an expert while also being relatable, right? So start your content with mistakes and with struggle, and then present them the solution. That's how you describe your customer's pain properly through your content, okay? So anyway, if you want to discover how does 6, 7, and 8-figure marketers create content that sells, you can grab it at bit.ly/cmhacks. That's bit.ly/cmhacks. Okay, and if you don't know the spelling, the link is in the description below. So this link, if you go there, it's actually a blueprint for you to create content that sells like crazy. Okay, sells like crazy. It's a name of a book. Okay, anyway, so this is the same framework that all these top marketers are using to turn their content into a cash generating machine. So if you want to get this blueprint on how to turn your content into a cash generating machine, you can grab it at bit.ly/cmhacks. And the link is in the description below. Alright, and always remember that do not create content as a content creator, but create content as a content marketer, because that's how you make money. If you want to get people to buy your offer, no matter how much it costs, keep listening. The reason why entrepreneurs could not sell their offer is because they target the wrong customer. And even if they get it right, they still don't know how to sell it, right? So I put together an ebook. It shows you a step-by-step process on how to target the right customer, create a sales message to attract them, and get them to buy your stuff. Amazing, right? So if this is something you're looking for, you can grab it at bit.ly/perfect client ebook. Again, that's bit.ly/perfect client ebook. And if you don't know spelling, the link is in the description below. Grab it now.